Hey guys, it's Mrs. Kleinley with this week's First Chapter Fridays. I have a good one for you this week. We're going to be looking at Wink by Rob Harrell. This is a book that deals with a very, very serious topic, but in a very lighthearted, funny kind at times way. So our main character is a boy named Ross has unfortunately been diagnosed with a very, very rare form of eye cancer. And as a result, he's having to go through different radiation treatments, and he has to put this goopy stuff in his eye to keep his eye moisturized. And it's just, he's going through this really, really rough time. He has a stepmom who he's not a big fan of. He's definitely not really a popular kid at school. He has one really, really good friend who he finds out is going to be moving away. So he's kind of devastated about that. So things really are not going Ross's way in life at all. But while he is going through all of these changes and things that sometimes people could really be kind of falling apart with, he befriends his radiologist, who's this guy who teaches him how to play the guitar, and they kind of hang out. And when he goes to his radiologist's house for guitar lessons, the like class bully is there as well, and it turns out that the radiologist's roommate's brother is the class bully. So he just like can't get away from bad things, but he continues to kind of make the best out of life. So this book definitely has a positive spin on things. I know it sounds terrible the way that I'm explaining it, but it really, really is a sweet book. And there's definitely points that you're going to find yourself laughing out loud. So I would say students who like books like Save Me a Seat or Wonder are going to be kids who will enjoy this book. So let's dive in and take a quick peek at chapter 1, which is called Let's Get Radioactive. I'm lying on a steel table, all too aware of the giant ray gun pointed in my direction. It looks like one of those room sized 5-ton laser things supervillains use when in movies, the kind they threaten to destroy the planet with. What's the music you're into, Ross? I'm pretty sure the radiation tech is just trying to distract me as he bolts me down. A hard plastic mesh mask over my neck and my head holds me still. Anything, whatever, I mumble through my teeth. The headpiece locks in, and the tech, Frank, gives my shoulder a bump with his fist. Come on, man. If you're going to lie here for half an hour, you need some tunes. I've got all kinds. Name something you like. There are no wrong answers. I scan my brain. You could. Can you just do KZAQ? Frank stops and doubles over at the waist like he's been gut punched. He hangs there, talking to the floor. Okay, no wrong answers but that one. He straightens up and winces at me. Seriously? You like that top 40 garbage? It's what my parents have on all the time. So dorky. I try to look away casually, but my head won't budge. Frank stares before letting out an exaggerated sigh. Fine, but tomorrow, tell me what you like, not what mom and dad like. Beyonce fills the room, and suddenly Frank is all business. I know we went over this yesterday, but let's review. He wraps his arms around his clipboard and begins like he's done this 1,000 times. The gurney you're on is going to lift you up and move you into place. The treatment takes 25 minutes or so. Keep your limbs and your naughty bits inside the ride at all times. Do not throw things at the radiation techs. Do not feed the radiation techs. Do not waggle your legs around like a synchronized swimmer. Do not pass go. Do not hum the Goo Goo Dolls, as I despise the Goo Goo Dolls. Frank steps aside to let another tech, Callie, I think, reach in and mold some blue clay over the bridge of my nose. She smiles at me and tells me it's to protect my good eye from the beam. Then she pats my chest. I hope I don't look as nervous as I feel, because I feel like a rabbit in a trap. My face is hot. Okay, now for the important part. Frank is back. When I tell you, you're going to stare at the red X above you, the one we made over there by the big zapper yesterday. You'll see it when the machine slides you over. Don't move your eye off that X, or your eye will explode into a million pieces like the Death Star. Okay? I let out a little grunt. Frank puts his hand on my arm. I'm kidding, Ross. I mean, kind of. Don't look away from the X. Your eye won't explode, but we're dealing with your vision, important stuff. So keep your eye on the X, or it could just keep your eye on the X, okay? You'll be fine. My nose itches. I couldn't move my head if I had to. And something about that makes me all squirmy inside. I feel like a bug on a dissecting table. Frank and Callie looked down at me. You good? Callie squeezes one of my sock covered toes. Need a blanket? Nah, I'm good. She tucks a lock of hair behind her ear and gives me a friendly smile. Everybody smiles a lot here, probably because they can tell I'm freaking out. We'll be right around the corner. You'll do great. Frank winks. No sweat, you'll see. They walk off to my left, but I can't turn my head to follow them. The lights dim slowly as Gwen Stefani starts singing about bananas. I'll admit it, it's a little freaky being the only one here with all of this machinery, all of this stuff. I close my eyes and let out a long breath. It shudders as it slowly comes out, which somehow takes my nerves up another notch. All right, Frank's voice squawks through the tiny speaker. We're going to get started, Ross. Just relax and keep your eye on the red X. You're about to go for a ride. Okay, guys. So again, our book this week is Wink by Rob Harrell. It is found in our realistic fiction section under HAR for Harrell. Kinds of Palmer kids are going to enjoy this book. Like I said, it definitely has very funny points, but it is very much so about a serious topic. And I really like this book because it shows us that people go through all kinds of things. Everybody has stuff going on. Even people who you don't think are going through stuff are going through stuff. So I think that this really kind of just shows us a different life and a different perspective than maybe what we're used to living in our own lives. Maybe some of us have had experience with this, and maybe not. So I think anything that we can learn more about how other people's lives may be really just make us an all around better person. So I hope you guys like this one. Enjoy. Happy reading.